first rule of sustainability is to align with natural forces, or at least not try to defy them. We need not protect the environment. Instead, we need to create a world where the environment does not need protection. A very warm and a bright morning to one and all assembled here. As we all know, we have gathered here to witness the biennial flagship event of Haritgram, the Environment Society, of Shaheed Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi. This is the sixth edition of the Delhi University Sustainability Forum, a biennial conference for young environmentalists launched in 2014. On this opportune occasion, I, Lakshmi,
and I, Kamakshi,
welcome the august assembly of guests, scholars, dignitaries, teachers, academicians, and students with folded hands.
India possesses a rich heritage of indigenous practices that have sustained its economy, culture, and society for centuries. These traditional methods are intricately linked to the Sustainable Development Goals and play a pivotal role in shaping a sustainable future for the country. By amalgamating indigenous wisdom with contemporary strategies, India can fortify its commitment to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and lead to the path of sustainability achieved by integrating indigenous wisdom with contemporary design for the world to learn from and emulate. With India's growing commitment to sustainable development through Mission Life, Haritgram has embraced the theme of this crucial national mission, which emphasizes environmentally conscious behaviors and practices for a greener future. In this spirit, our event this year centers around the theme Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, Rediscovering Indigenous Wisdom and Embracing Holistic Practices. The focus is on the interconnectedness of the traditional ecological knowledge, biodiversity, and the critical role of youth in fostering climate resilience and sustainability.
We also have an invocation dance beat lined up for everyone. Can I request Olivia and Shrestha to present their dance? Wasn't that a mesmerizing performance? Thank you, Olivia and Shreya. Before we proceed further, we would like to show a short video presentation about our society.
request our convener and staff advisor to escort the revered guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, to the dais. We, the people of India, have all grown up hearing and believing, practicing the time-tested maxiom, Atiti Devo Bhava. I request the convener of Haritgram, Ms. Jyoti Varshney, and I2SC coordinator, staff advisor of Haritgram, Dr. V.A.V. Raman, to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, with a potted plant and an angastra. I now request faculty members of Haritgram, Ms. Meeta Hussain and Dr. Shikha Gupta, to welcome Ms. Neha Raghav with the potted plant.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Ms. Jyoti Varshney, the convener of Haritgram, to deliver her opening remarks.
Introduction. Good morning, respected Chief Guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, Secretary General, CEO of the Worldwide Fund for Nature India, Honorable Principal Sir, who could not be here for this inaugural but will soon join us in subsequent sessions, Professor Ravi, fellow colleagues, delegates from participating schools and colleges, and our dear students. On behalf of Haritgram and Shaheed Bhagat Singh College, I welcome you all to the 6th edition of DUSF, Delhi University Sustainability Forum, hosted by Haritgram, the Environment Society of Shaheed Bhagat Singh College. Today, we gather under the inspiring theme, Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, Rediscovering Indigenous Wisdom and Embracing Holistic Practices. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Ravi Singh, Secretary General, CEO of Worldwide Fund for Nature India, as our distinguished chief guest. When Sir joined us for tea, when he just came, besides being associated with WWF for so long, we could always feel that, that saying that once a teacher, always a teacher. He was in this in Bhagat Singh College very briefly for a short span of 2 months, but we could all feel that teacher in him. He was taking so much of interest in our college, the activities, the notices put around. So a very, very warm welcome back to the college, sir. Sir's extensive work in environmental conservation serves as an inspiration for all of us. His insights will undoubtedly catalyze meaningful discussions and drive our commitment to the pressing challenges of our time. I also welcome Neha Raghav, Director, Environment Education at WWF India. Thank you, Neha, for joining us. Today's program will be in 3 key sections. We will begin with a panel discussion featuring a distinguished lineup of experts. Dr. Fauzia Tarunna, founder Earthwise Environment and Sustainability Solutions. Mr. Chetan Agarwal, Forest and Environmental Services Analyst at the Center for Environmental Development and Research. Mr. Samarth Khanna, a consultant in ecological restoration. The discussant for the day will be Mr. Lakshay Yog, Research Fellow at World Resource Institute in New Delhi, besides being an alumni of our college. Their insights, I'm sure, will facilitate a high-yielding discussion that inspires and empowers our youth to take action in environmental stewardship. Following the panel, we are excited to introduce the school student competition, an online essay competition centered on our focal theme. This unique initiative aims to engage school students from across the country in sustainable goals, fostering early awareness and commitment to environmental issues. At this point, I also wish to take pride in mentioning that ours is a unique concept at Bhagat Singh College that we take on board school students for this cause. The post-lunch session shall feature a case study presentation round by our undergraduate students on green entrepreneurship. Their innovative ideas will showcase the potential for sustainable business practices and inspire future leaders in this field. Lastly, we will conclude with National Photography Competition that celebrates the beauty of our planet while highlighting the urgent need for its protection. I'm sure that today's conference will take us further in achieving our aspiration to weave together the modern innovations with time-tested indigenous knowledge, ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to an engaging and transformative day ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving ahead with the program, I now request the I2AC coordinator of the college and staff advisor of Haritpur, Dr. V.A.V. Raman, for the welcome address.
Good morning all. On behalf of the principal, Shaheed Bhagat College, I'm actually supposed to be here to deliver the welcome remarks, but due to his preoccupation that he is in a meeting at the University of Delhi. And as the coordinator of the internal qualifications of the college and the staff advisor, Vikram, today's chief guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, Madam Neha Raga from WWF. I see one of the panelists, Mr. Samad Khanna here, and all other faculty members and dear students. Haritram, as you also saw on the video, launched 2012 on 7th September when we had the foundation of this society. A student-led society has really over the last 12 years have put up a lot of different activities and particularly school flagship events. The first in the university in India and maybe the global where it simulates the United Nations Environment Assembly Union, the Healthcare Model Union. That was the fifth edition, which was held last year. And Delhi University Sustainability Forum, launched in 2014 by the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Dinesh Singh, is now holding its sixth edition this year. It's one which is there as a platform for all levels, as a youth conference at national level where you have school students participating for their conference. You have the undergraduates and the postgraduates and the research scholars at different levels. Due to a paucity of time this year when we decided that it was going to be a one-day conference, so we still had the school students competition, and for the other educational levels, we brought them together into a panel discussion. So I hope you all will enjoy the whole day event, and even this year, this event is going to be a success with the inaugural address, which is under the new initiative of BUSF for the Sustainability Dialogues. And I think last September when I met Sir in his office, I told him that we'll start the Sustainability Dialogues with you as the inaugural speaker. And today he is there amongst us. Thank you all. And
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words. Sir, we look up to your energy and positivity, inspiration, and affirmative action. Now, I would like to invite our educators, Mr. Abhishek Rajput, to showcase the Haritram presentation on the focal theme, Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, rediscovering indigenous wisdom and embracing holistic practices, a case study of Piplanthri village.
Good morning to respected chief guest, Mr. Ravi Singh sir, esteemed dignitaries, teachers, and all my dear friends present together. So we have taken up a theme named as Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, Rediscovering Indigenous Wisdom and Embracing Holistic Practices. So the origin of this theme is our outreach activity which we have conducted in the Peplantri village. So let's know about what Peplantri village is. So in today's era, where we are fed up by listening to the news of environmental degradation and women facing the problems of domestic violence and everything, there exists a village in the southern part of Rajasthan district in Rajasthan that harmoniously practices its homegrown tradition. So what the tradition is, the villager plant 111 trees on the birth of every girl child and 11 trees on the death of any person. It showcases the collective efforts of the community to ensure the nourishment and the care of the trees as the girls grows up. So what are the benefits of it? So benefits include a three-round approach. It's ecological, social, and economic. So how these benefits are caused, we'll get to know in the upcoming presentation slides. So what are the challenges faced by the Peplantri village? So Peplantri village is situated in Rajasthan district of Rajasthan, which is known for the marble excavation. So with the increase in the demand of marble excavation, there is a decrease in the green cover. And with decrease in the green cover, it causes the wildlife to retreat to the dense forest far away. Additional problem is the dumping of the slurry in the nearby wetland has exhausted the water table to a greater extent. So how this initiative was started in Peplantri village? So in 2005, the Sarpanch of the village, Sundarlal has started planting trees in the remembrance of her daughter, named as Kiran. So this personal grief was converted or transformed into a community mission. So he observed that most of the people were reluctant to accept a girl child. So he took up the initiative at the village level and he got the support of the village man. So what is the concept of ecofeminism in this? So every year they record the number of girl child born in the village, and in the month of August they plant 111 trees against each girl child. So you might be wondering that how they can plant 111 trees at a time. So initially they plant 3 trees on the behalf of the daughter, their parent, mother and father. And the rest 108 plants are planted afterwards in the month of August, or they see the condition of the monsoon in the region. So they also sign an affidavit to ensure that the girls attend the school regularly. So they will take care of the trees planted in her name and not marry her before 18 years of age. So what this affidavit is about? So when the girl child is born, they fixed deposit 31,000 rupees, out of which 21,000 rupees is collected among the villagers and 10,000 rupees is asked from their parents. So they do a FD in the bank account, and when the girl child is born and on her first birthday, they give 2,500 rupees to the family. When the girl completed her grade 5 and 8, they are given 5,000 rupees. And when she successfully completes her 12th standard, they are given 35,000 rupees. So to ensure that the proper education is taking care of the girl child and they don't marry her before 18 years of age. So this is the view that on special occasions such as Raksha Bandhan, the girls tie Rakhis to the tree to symbolize how the trees protect them as the brotherhood. So there is a feeling of oneself. So indigenous wisdom, nature's lesson. So the people of Peplantri practices emphasizes the importance of the indigenous knowledge systems that have sustained their community for the centuries. They have faced the problems of water scarcity, climate change, environmental degradation, but with the indigenous wisdom and indigenous knowledge, they have been able to sustain all the challenges. So what are the 3 key elements? Indigenous wisdom. So the peoples of Peplantri have developed the sustainable ways to live with the nature, such as water harvesting, organic farming, community-centric level. So we must focus about community-centric people-first approach. The people of Peplantri focus and practice this approach. ecological harmony. They focus on the relationship between the traditional practices and the environmental sustainability and resilience through tradition. So indigenous practices helps the community to withstand the environmental problems, that which is crucial for modern sustainability efforts. So what has changed or what Piplanthri teaches us? So since 2005, the villagers have successfully planted more than 250,000 trees and all are living. Means in a modern day, in a city like Delhi NCR or any other city, we see that plantation drive takes place but no one takes care of it. And what it leads to? It leads to the release of carbon. So it harms the nature in another way. But in Piplanthri, they assign the people and the family are assigned that they need to take care of the plant and none of the sapling dies. So the women there are taught by the experts. Let me share a case study which was shared by the son of the serpent, Ravi. So initially the aloe vera were planted to prevent the termites in the plants. But later on, they found that aloe vera has grown in a massive amount. So why not they can means reuse it or channelize the aloe vera in other ways. So they brought the experts from the outside places to train the village movement, and the village men means they practice a local means subsistence method. So they prepare face cleaner, aloe vera gel, and they are sold on internet using a SHG known as Kala Parivar. So they sell it on the e-commerce website. So it helps in the generation of income. So it is economically beneficial as well. So what Piplanthri teaches us? Piplanthri is a self-reliant and self-sufficient village. How? Piplanthri is not dependent on any other outside sources to get any of the particular resources. Water conservation is practiced among them. Limited energy generation. They were waiting for some of the grants from CSR to install more solar power plants, but they were able to generate a limited amount of energy as well. Ecopreneurship. They were able to generate their own goods and sell in the aftermarket. Reclaim the wasteland. Whatever wasteland was created by the marble mines, they could able to reclaim that. And employment under the Manrega Act. Manrega Act guarantees 100 days of work to every unemployed labor. So, according to them, they used to channelize the Manrega fund to plant the tree and to means take care of the plant. So, Piplanthri model has been very much famous throughout the country and it has been adopted by the state as well as the central government. So, what led to that means the Panchayat office of the Piplanthri village was converted into a training center. The reason? People from the various states among the India, and not only from India, people from outside India are also coming to Piplanthri to learn their model. The students, means the team of Harikram, had the privilege to visit Piplanthri village on our educational field trip from January 23rd to 28th of this year. There we had the interaction with the son of the Sarpanch as well as Bhagat Singh sir. So Bhagat Singh sir is the one who takes care of all the plantation there. So there we have understood that the trees they are planting are not any means invasive species. They are all native species. So they have taught us the importance that invasive species can grow faster. It will increase the green cover, but it will surely have a harmful impact on the native species. So they focuses on the invasive species. Not only this, they have also taught us the importance of the Indian knowledge system. That what are the practices that we used to practice in our old days are still relevant in today's era. And focusing on the theme or the learnings we have taken from Piplanthri village and means focusing it with the mission life, we have organized an undergraduate research aptitude on the theme ecological consequences in ancient India, life then and now. And we have received more than 50 entries from all over India. And today we are sitting here, continuing the process, and we are having the theme Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, Rediscovering Indigenous Wisdom and Embracing Holistic Practices. Because whatever we learn, we should embrace as well. So what are the way forward? So Harikram has transferred more than a decade promoting green activities, environmental advocacy, and rallying for a more sustainable and environmental friendly future. We all talk about green jobs, but we should focus that we can make every job green. We just need to put the green lens because it is the need of our. Climate change is reversible, and until and unless we create each and every job green, it is not possible. So along the way, the curriculum has encountered challenges as well as praise, both of which have inspired us to stay committed to our journey. So there is still a long way to go and many goals to be achieved in making our green dream a reality. So I would like to conclude by a quote: "The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you, Abhishek. Without further ado, I want to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Ravi Singh, who I am sure the audience is quite eager to listen to. Mr. Ravi Singh, Chief Executive Officer and Secretary General of WWF India since 2003, has been at the forefront of wildlife conservation and environmental sustainability for over 2 decades. In fact, he started his career as a lecturer of history in Bhagat Singh College, Delhi University, after his master's in history from St. Stephen's College in 1975. As the head of WWF India, the country's largest conservation organization, Mr. Singh participates in national fora covering biodiversity and aspects of reducing human footprint. WWF India key programs are species and landscapes, forests, freshwater and wetlands, climate change, marine, education, environmental law, policy, sustainable livelihood, and business sustainability in India. The institution is one of the key national organizations of the WWF International Networks. His leadership at WWF India has resulted in landmark efforts to protect endangered species, preserve biodiversity, and promote community-driven conservation models. Mr. Singh's works has impacted some of India's most critical ecosystems, including tiger habitats, freshwater resources, and renewable energy landscapes. His commitment to fostering partnerships with governmental bodies, international organizations, and local communities under his leadership, WWF India has not only led to crucial conservation projects but also engaged the next generation of environmental stewardship through education and advocacy.
As a key voice in global conservation dialogues, Mr. Singh's expertise continues to shape policy and action on climate change and sustainable living. His vision extends beyond protecting nature. He strives to build a harmonious relationship between humans and the environment, ensuring a balanced coexistence for generations to come. Sir, we are truly honored to have you in our college. Sir's presence here reflects his unwavering dedication to the cause of sustainability, and we are excited to hear his insights on shaping a greener and more sustainable future. Sir, I invite you to deliver the plenary address of the 6th Delhi University Sustainability Forum and the inaugural keynote address of Sustainability Dialogues.
Namaskar to everyone. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful warm welcome and for your introduction. Everything that you said. The only problem is that what you say, actually, I don't think I do all the things that you say. I feel that a lot of the work that happens is because of the message that is taken ahead with people like yourselves, members of my staff, and who radiate out into different parts of the country at different levels, different subjects and things. And both nationally and globally, and that's actually they are the ones who are responsible for some of the work that you have said. I am very happy and proud to be here. I always feel like it's coming home. Particularly honored by the fact that my logo of my organization is here with yours. It's a great honor. And we feel very much part of this entire initiative. The university, as you can understand, very close to those of us who are part of it, who pass through all the work, the academy, all the activities, sports, the interaction with our faculty, with all the learning, everything that makes one as a person to go forward in life is what we learn in school and college. And I have great memories of that. I dealt a little bit in 1975. I got an opportunity to serve as a lecturer in Bhagat College. And our campus used to be in Govind. And most of the classes were in the evening. It used to be cold, it used to be raining. And we had a wonderful group of faculty, dedicated persons, a lot of students who came were sportsmen, and some of them were almost my own age group, so I really took very much to them. I think L.D. Khurana Saab, your previous principal, was a colleague. We were together in staff. And I served in Bhagat Singh College for about a year and a half. And after that, I decided not to go further into academics. That was my ambition. But later I changed when I found there are opportunities coming in modern India. And I joined an international bank, became a banker for close to 30 years before joining W.W.F, because this is where I wanted to serve. This is where my abiding spirit, my contribution to my country. I'd just like to say that many people that you had here are people who हमारे जान पहचाने लोग, environmentalists, leaders, opinion makers, people old and new and experienced mostly, and a lot of them who one looks up to in terms of how they think and how they understand the complexity of this world and how they shape the opinions of people like yourselves. This is important because there's a duality between learning and teaching. This is the main issue of sustainability. I'm not going to talk about the usual themes of sustainability. I'm going to talk to you about some practical aspects and some thematic aspects. A very important theme is learning and teaching. Our land teaches us. This great ancient sacred land of India, this teaches us if you go out and learn. One is a modern course that you do. Many of you would be learning economics, commerce, and some of the newer sciences, computers, the quantum analysis, etc. But the older disciplines like languages, history, social change, social sciences, those of that also emanate and also emerge from the heritage of our country. And in one way or the other, it is woven into your life and in the world. So you are actually an ecological being in the sense that you relate to society and also relate to your environment, and therefore understanding sustainability from that point of view is very, very important. Our land teaches us, we learn from it. We talked about the village that we made an example. And while you were talking about Plantri village, Plantri would probably mean something to do with the people tree, and there would have been a people grove, and people is a tree on which many villages and spots are named across India. not just within the main plains of India, but also in the hill states and also in the northeast. And this is something that we seem to evolve, and not many places do we have in the world with villages and areas named after trees and animals and environmental happenings, ecological spots and things like that. But I'd like to give you another example. Those of you who know Vidlantri. Vidlantri is in Rajsamand. Rajsamand is part of an ecology of V.A.V, which is Udaipur. And that has a particular kind of forest. It's a high, it's a tall forest. Also has areas where you have broad leaf. It's not only arid, but it's a mix because the rain is quite high in this particular area. So you have Jaisamand, Rajsamand, Sita Mata. These are very important areas of that. They are sanctuaries, not yet national parks. And a little bit to the north, west of that is Komal. And Komal today is declared to be a tiger reserve. It's on its way. And it's being assessed for the area where we could then preserve the ecology in harmony without doing too many resettlements of villages, and to see whether we could recover the landscape to make it viable for our national animal. And just on the edge of Komal, where the land descends and it joins up later on with V.A.V, joins up with Marwar. Marwar is a desert area. On the edge of that, in the shadow of Komal, is a village called Madri. Madri is fed by a thin stream which comes from the Komal mountain massifs and houses today the remnant of the largest banyan tree in Rajasthan. And it's still there. It has not been fully cared off. It must be cared for. But area of that would be somewhere close to 1.4 kilometers. And it's broken up roots because you could see that it must have had a massive canopy at one time. It's very old. There's a small temple there. The water flows through it. And it's full of birds. And it's revered. People come from different places, both tribal and other religions, and they come there regularly. I've been there. It's wonderful. Not far from Vidlantri, so on the other side, you can actually go there next time you go there. And all these places, why I'm saying this is that they have a great reverence for trees. Not too far down, about from Madri, about 15 kilometers, the same area, the same buffer, this is a small temple, which is very popular for people to go there. And to the edge of the temple is a large tree. And that is one of the attractions because families go there and this tree is embedded with nails. I wish I could show you the photograph, it's in mine. I can send it to you if you're interested, but it's embedded with nails from almost from the bottom to the top, or till hand reaches, and you can hammer in nails. And the nails are actually represented to take out the evil from our times, our bodies, our surroundings. And this evil is then absorbed by the tree through this nail. So the tree takes the pain, and through this you are releasing that from your existence into this living tree. And the tree is, I can't say it's healthy, but it's got the sap around all these thousands of years and it's growing. It has leaves and it has fruit and it has grass. And there are so many such examples across our country. What does this have to do with sustainability? One, that our ancients understood this in a way that we cannot. They also combine two things. One is existence, tilling of land, managing the water, looking at seasons, migrations, and all that. And second thing was the spirituality that is connected with sustainability. They knew that if a tree would grow and you looked after it, it would look after you in vice versa. In the Punjab and in Haryana, I think something between 44 to 48 Gurdwaras are named after trees. And there are trees which are mentioned in the Guru Granth Sahib. And there is a direct relationship between the people and nature and the ability to relate to it. And this is embedded not just in our states I'm talking about, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, but in the Northeast, in South India, in Central India, everywhere. The problem with this issue of sustainability today is that while it is evolving, this concept is evolving. I'll tell you a little bit about the evolution of this concept. Sometimes it's difficult for you to think, but people who have studied this have been part of it. 15 years ago, sustainability was, if this was a poster and many things were written, sustainability will be just one mention. Then came this entire understanding what I believe, or what has happened to our planet, what happened to our world. So the dialogue shifted to some extent in this thought and thinking that we've got to look after our water, our oceans, our forests, our soils. And the dialogue shifted from Millennium Development Goals, some of you might remember them, to SDGs. And the qualitative different change that SDGs came to, which are very difficult to implement, by the way. I mean, all those are great objectives, but we even get close to them is very difficult. But the thinking was that whatever we do economically makes no sense at all. अगर आपकी धरती, आपका पानी, आपके जंगल, आपकी हवा, अगर वो बदल जाए, क्या करेंगे? What will you do with all this business and the profit and the capital growth? All that you see. I'm not talking about the process of how this happens. Not about just, say, digitization or the ability for all of us to get connected and all that. That's one part. But if you want to do economically well, if you want to nations to go forward, you can't do this unless you're sustainable. And you can't be sustainable by one country, India alone. You have to be the whole. That is how the dialogue has changed. So now, I come to another point, which is that there are two main pillars of how to go forward. These pillars, the timing is very, very good. One is, like it or not, the Paris Agreement gives us a direction forward. These are our goals, these are your commitments, this is it. This is broadly what we want to do. We are not going to get to a 2.5 reduction, a 2% reduction of 1.5 even. But here is a goal, go for it, guys. Divided into national commitments, NDCs. Second part is the global biodiversity framework under the biodiversity COP. And this biodiversity framework is now agreed and signed by everyone to try and protect 30% of the Earth, oceans, and terrestrial by 2030. So 30 by 30. Will we achieve it? India has said that we will do it. I mean, I think we will. Because in terms of the goals, we already have 22%, 21 and 22%. And as it also includes areas of the oceans and seas and also parts of sustainable agriculture, I think we have a good chance to achieve it. But it's not possible for everyone to do it. And then from that station, having achieved it, you can't go back. That is what we want to do. Whatever it is, together with people like yourselves, my organization, my team, we have supported the progression to 2030, 30 by 30, supported from as much as we could the collation to the Paris Agreement. Of course, the prime driver, the prime achiever in this is the government of India through Felicitation processes. Supported by a lot of agencies, including Indian industry. I come to that. So these two pillars are important. This is the first time And people are saying, possibly the last, that the whole nation comes together and look at it together. We don't have globally signed agreements where they say, "Aaj ye karenge, wo karenge, aise karenge." There will be other things coming. People are working towards a plastics pact to avoid not only single-use plastic but also disposal of plastic and the lessening of use of plastic so that avoid polluting our land and our seas. So other areas are coming. But these two are the main pillars which you hear about at least, and many other things are going to go forward in this. The other thing, some of you are worried about your future, what you're going to do, you're looking at careers, and working hard and looking at the objectives that you have, you will grow into places where you will be able to take decisions, where you will do well in life, you will have careers, you have people working with you and working for you. And coming from an institution like Bhagat Singh, I'm very, very sure that you will be able to achieve a certain level and a certain level of achievement will be there in your CVs. As you do that, please understand, try and study the trajectory of Indian industry at this point in time. If you see the strategy, 10 years ago, the word environment and sustainability did not exist. Today, it is embedded in the future strategy, existing strategy, and practices of all the large corporations of this country. It's very much there. Because associations like CII, like V.A.V, are bringing this into their own strategies and saying that for instance, if you're not part of this, then make a roadmap by when you can be part of this, because climate change is on us. It's one of our biggest risks that we have. And this risk we cannot absorb only by doing small thing here, growing some trees in your factory area and all that. It has to be holistic. So first, you look at what you have to do by way of your footprint, whether it's water, whether it's energy, whatever. Then look at the footprint of your suppliers and your supply chain, and then look at what you can do to influence your customers and customers. Because of people like you, sustainability is an important aspect that products that you want to buy today and more so tomorrow have to be sustainable for you to be able to accept that this is so. And everything now has the phone that you have, which has got regular usage of it. It'll have it in this literature. How they've made it better, how it uses less energy, how the battery will be disposed, how the phone will be disposed. All these things are built into this. And if it is not so, it will certainly be much more so tomorrow. It's for everything, whether it's for cars, whether it's for buses, whether it's for industrial goods or even consumer goods, how to dispose it. It's going to be much more, we'll see much more of it. And to that extent, you showed a slide on Earth Hour. Earth Hour, in a way, is not only just getting us together on an action for a particular time. It's like a prayer that you do for your Earth. But it's also that you attach sustainability to actions in terms of you will be a responsible consumer. You will not waste, maybe anything. It may be food, it may be plastic, it may be the way of life that you have. And that is also sustained in this kind of spirit. I just talk about, I want you all to look at the national commitments that we have in this, which were relating to emissions as an incentive of our GDP. The non-fossil fuel based electricity we are committed to. The additional carbon sink that we're going to have by way of whether regenerating, rejuvenating our forests or restoring back our degraded lands. And for taking on other actions that are not related to the normal, understanding of what you can do in industry and commerce. Now, for instance, in reduction of emissions relating to the intensity of your GDP, our target was 33% over 2005. We are currently recorded as 45% over 2005. These are estimated figures, and we need to work more on this and see how much of this is true. But in 2016, we were already at 24%. So, as your GDP grows, your intensity of emission, if it remains growing slowly, then at least your top line, bottom line effect happens. Non-fossil fuel based on electric installed capacity, our target was 40% cumulative. We are 50% cumulative. How much of that electricity we are able to evacuate and use it in our daily lives? Whether we're using all our EVs based on solar energy, we're not sure. But we are well in the direction where we want to go. Initial carbon sink, we are looking at between 2.5 to 3 billion tons, which is trees, tree cover, restoration land. We are currently 1.96 billion tons. Again, progression. It's not the country is not standing still, your country is not standing still. And lastly, it's not understood very much outside India. It's promoting lifestyle for environment, which is part of the different initiatives, yoga, the way you live in your house, the Indian way of life. Gradually, this is going to pick up outside India as well. And this is understood in a very shallow way at this point of time outside India, but not amongst us. Therefore, hopefully, this will be much further. I would like you to integrate some of these actions, looking at initiatives and papers published on sustainability, both by my organization, particularly related to water, use of water, reuse of water, rejuvenating streams that have gone dry, protection of wetlands. And I'd like to request Raman Saab to form a cohort amongst yourselves and take you to see some of these places and see this actually happening in practice. This is not an outing. It is actually education that takes place. So, rejuvenating 2 rivers systems in the Ganga basin in the district of Roorkee and Bijnor, not too far from here. The protection of a wetland called Hyderpur, which is here in Bijnor, which is en route. You can simply at the same day and come back the same day. So you don't have to spend the night. Looking at the work on the Gangetic dolphin in Hastinapur, again, but worth seeing it. What is a river? How does it behave? When can you call it a river? Because Ganga is, different levels, different flows, where it is on that side of the shore, this side of the flow, how the animals interact, and how the villages interact with the flow of water and with wildlife. Very important to see. I'd like you, if you can, do a trip to a wetland in Punjab called Harike. It's the confluence of the Satluj and V.A.V. Not so well known. Every other place you know quite well, Convener. But this is very unique because for birds that are migratory, and this is very important because migratory birds actually are a web of life. It's a flow of life. And it gives you an idea of what sustainability is all about because life unless it's sustainable for our natural species, is not going to be sustainable for you. In the migration northwards, it's the last big wetland before they cross the Pamir and the Indigenous. There's one small wetland in Afghanistan, very small, nothing compared to what we have. And after that, you have to cross that side of the Himalaya and get into settlement. Hurricane is a combination of two holy rivers for us, the Beas and Safed, and holds great biodiversity and also provides sustainability in terms of agriculture, water, and communities living around it over a large rivers. You have to see this. Why I'm saying this? Because the moment you get out, the moment you go to the village in Raman, you learn certain things that you can pass on to your colleagues and generation. And this is more than sustainability. Somebody tells you that I live a sustainable lifestyle, I have a sustainable lifestyle, I use less electricity, I do not waste water. That is from existing resources. When you work towards natural resources and rejuvenation, you're actually adding to the resources that are. Therefore, all of you, by the time you do one or two of these and you learn, we will learn from you. You will teach us. We cannot go to the level that you are, because yours will be practical. Talking about teaching, I'd like to introduce somebody who is, in a way, my teacher. Could you please stand up? Introduce yourself.
I'm Samar. Yeah, Samar Khanna.
So, he's the person who went out with me. I went out at his invitation. I saw Batkal Lake and Faridabad with a completely different viewpoint. What the Ravis were, how they formed, where the water systems are. He showed me two perennial streams who are there in this part of Delhi that flow out of the source, not necessarily Batkal, but also some perennial sources. We found species that were from prehistoric era. He showed me a plant which is millions of years old. Rock formations, birds, wildlife. And where was it? It was behind the dense urban settlement of Hyderabad, industry residents, and then we have this. And life is still there. And is thriving. And this is a place where you can go to. Take a bus, take a metro, you'll be there. The only difference is that we don't have enough of it. Because we cannot, life that exists there cannot live for long the way we are in our lifestyle, because we are breaking up our land, we're breaking up the rocks, we're breaking up the lovely formations to be able to expand our urban footprint and our way of life. And we do not preserve what is more important to us, because this is what's going to help us in the future. And perhaps some of these messages can be taken forward by you. And not just the personable ones where a village community grows trees in the name of girl child, but also looking at protection of existing trees, root stocks of trees, and maybe protection to meet the kind of targets that we have set ourselves. I'll just dwell a little bit on this issue of indigenous wisdom. I'm privileged to know through the work of my organization, to be exposed to it across the country in different parts of the landscapes, different biologies, biospheres, different ecologies. The Brahmaputra Basin, northeast, the richest parts of India in terms of biodiversity. The desert regions of Gujarat, Pakistan, Philippines, Central India. Everywhere, whether people are directly connected to this or not. They have a source of wisdom that is theirs and unique. And this source of wisdom is hundreds of years old. Some of them are thousands of years old practices. And if they continue to get their areas intact and to follow a way of life that they have, it does not take us very much to do that provision. This wisdom remains with us. And this asset, this property, whatever new terminology we might use, remains in our country. And over a period of time, we can disseminate it to different parts of the world. So I'll end with 2 points. One is sustainability as a strategic pillar is there in a number of leading institutions of India. You see it in your own mission of Shaheed Bhagat College. Several people talk about it, but most importantly, we also try and practice it. Indian industry, in this, the number of initiatives that are taking is second to none in the world, and is actually much more progressive, and it has many more actions than they actually market themselves. India doesn't market itself well, and I've seen this very closely, that the number of actions the industry, the small companies, the MSC, SME sector, all those are undertaking is beyond understanding of us. That's number one. Number two, that while we are well on our way in this particular area, we can show much more leadership in India, both from the traditional way and the new way of working. And here I'd like to leave a message with you, is that you must go out and learn more on this aspect. There is no country like India in the world, as far as this is concerned, in terms of understanding, practice, and leadership. We have a little bit further to go to get the world to recognize us much more than what we have today. But that's not difficult now. Maybe the next dialogue that we see 5 years from now, 10 years from now, will take the sustainability of Indigenous system to a completely different scale. And I would like you to be able when that happens. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, a mere thank you is not enough for all the immeasurable wealth of knowledge, experience, and motivation that you have delivered to the assembly. On behalf of the youth audience assembled here, I can say with certainty that the brave hearts among us stand motivated to take up the spirit of sustainability and environmentally responsible actions. Thank you very much for invigorating witness.
Now, I request IQSC Coordinator and Staff Advisor of Haritra, Dr. V.A.V. Raman, and Student Coordinator of this flagship event, Parth Gupta and Gaurav Convener, to present a small token of gratitude and a token of remembrance of this day, that is a bust of Shaheed-e-Azam Sardar Bhagat Singh and a painting to our chief guest, Mr. Ravi Singh. Sir, we offer this to you as a keepsake.
Thank you, everyone. Now, as we draw towards the end of the program, I request Dr. Komal, the co-convener of Rediscovering, to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
Standing here and speaking after sir is really difficult because I'm still valuing in a range of thoughts that sir has generated in me and I'm sure all of us. But I'm required to do the needful. So, as you would all know, we are all assembled here for the 6th edition of the Delhi University Sustainability Forum on a theme that is increasingly becoming more and more important for all of us as every day passes. So the focal theme that we've chosen in continuation to a couple of other action programs that we've taken up recently is Resilient India for a Sustainable Future, Rediscovering Indigenous Wisdom and Embracing Holistic Practices. So first of all, I would really want to extend a very, very warm note of gratitude to Mr. Ravi Singh, who has accepted our invitation and come here on what I would like to call his own home turf. Thank you so very much, sir. Through your address, you beautifully tied up the past, present, and also showed us the way for the future ahead. In a lot of meetings on the issue of environment and climate action and climate change, over the past few years, we've moved towards a more affirmative, a more positive note. But usually, we tend to discuss problems more than solutions. You've shown us a lot of solutions. You've given us a lot of examples. You've given us a lot of ideas for our subsequent field visits. So thank you so much, sir. And also, you've shown us how to redefine happiness and development. How to redefine what's important, what is doable, what can be done away with, in a nutshell. Basically, how to redefine sustainability. It's not a big term out there. It's something that we can practice in our day-to-day lives by instituting the smallest of changes. And sir, I can assure you that we at Harithram and Shaheed Bhagat Singh College, we take every step forward to ensure that we have made this a zero-waste campus. And our students are learning from us. They are the messengers of hope. They are the ones who are taking this in their future lives with them. And also talking about indigenous wisdom and how this is going to be an important pillar. Also mission life. How beautifully sir tied up everything on this closing note. That it's only with the knowledge of the past and probably a reinforcement of the past that we can move ahead towards a sustainable future. So thank you so much, sir. Before I end thanking you, there's one small thing that I would like to mention. So, as part of the Piplantree field visit, we also started our field visit with Ranakpur, which is an extension of the Komal National Park. And we were staying inside the Ranakpur temple premises, and there was no phone network there. So, some of us who made phone calls to our homes was from the landline there. And I can assure you, we were a delegation of 24 students and 4 teachers. None of us, absolutely none of us missed our phones or Instagrams or live posting from the venue. And the students came to us and said, "Ma'am, this is so peaceful here. Why do we need to go back to Delhi?" We did visit the Kumbhalgarh National Park also. So it was a beautiful life lesson, as you said. Life is the biggest lesson. And I hope everybody understands the significance of it. So thank you so very much. Also, Miss Neha Raghav, I finally get to meet you. Heard so much about you. Thank you so much for sparing time out from a busy schedule and joining us. I would also like to thank the delegates of the Harithram Youth Summit and the School Students Conference. I can see some students seated at the back. They've already arrived. So thank you for joining us. Our panelists and jury members, some of them who've already arrived, some of them who are on their way. This is a forum which is meant for different stakeholders to come on the same platform, especially students from different education levels, to dialogue sustainability. So it's only with the collective efforts of all the people who have come to our institution from outside and all the members of our institution, most noticeably our principal sir, Professor Ravi. He has been a beacon of hope for all of us here in the institution, and He is just so very supportive towards all the initiatives of Harikram. So on behalf of the Harikram fraternity, I thank him for all the support he has extended us. Our faculty members, my colleagues, my dear students who patiently sat through the entire session, thank you very much. And also, no program can be successful without a lot of technical support from the non-teaching fraternity of the college. So I thank you so very much, and I look ahead to seeing a lot of you in the next session as well. Thank you.